Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, so what is happening?
Hi, morning, doctor.
Hi, how are you, Andy?
Yeah, good. We're doing well.
Okay, so we are very pleased today to have opportunity for you to talk, to share your experience, okay, during your undergraduate day until today. Okay, so now I pass the baton to you, 2 hours to share your stories, okay, your successful stories, and importantly for the students, okay, to have to hear this journey going through by your senior, okay, Mr. Andy Pang, okay, so for you to obtain as much as possible benefits, okay, from this today sharing. Okay, you can start your sharing now. Thank you.
Okay. Can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I appreciate that everyone come to join these sessions in this very early morning. I know today is Sunday and it's just 9 a.m. So I appreciate that you come to this session. And hopefully you have something to bring back after this session. Okay, so I started. Today I want to share with you about something like to how to make you more competent in the job market through your final year project management. So before I started, I would like to have a self-introduction about myself. My name is Chun Khai, and you can call me Andy or Chun Khai as well. So I'm currently work as a system engineer in Infineon Technologies market. So you can see from the picture there is a market site of our company. So company is basically a semiconductor manufacturer, and then my task in the company is basically help them to implementing and supporting their finance application, so-called fintech. If you want to know more about me, you can check me out from LinkedIn or my GitHub as well. And I provided a link at the bottom right of the slide. And then, so come to the overview of today's sharing. So firstly, I would like to share with you what you need to learn from your FYP management. So this one is really important that actually you get something through the experience, through the process, so that is can get some benefits from that process for your working. And then second one, I will tell you how to make use of your final year project. FYP means final year project. So throughout the session, I will make it short to just talk about FYP. So how to make use of your FYP for the interview. This session is separated into two, before and during the interview. So what you need to use, what you need to elaborate about your FYP. And the third one is build your IT portfolio. This one is really important and it's better for you guys to start to build your portfolio right now. And then after that, I will open for you guys to ask me a question, or you have any questions throughout the sessions. You can also check out, type in the chat box. So if I see that, I will point out your name and then you can ask your questions verbally. Okay. So before I started, I have a question for you guys first. And what you guys think actually FYP is? What is the purpose of you guys need to spend about 1 year to doing this project? And then what is the purpose that you spend a lot of effort to make the project complete throughout your studies? And then yeah, from your perspective, could you share with me about how you think FYP is? So you can type your answer right now, start it right now in a chat box. And then after my session, I will read out some of your answer there. So hopefully you can share with me. And then now I will start with share with you what actually FYP is from my own perspective first. Okay, now I'll start with the first one is, so what I think FYP is a chance and opportunity for us to simulate the whole project process, because we start do the FYP from the beginning to the end, and then all the steps we experience by we own self. So the steps, the process, the first step actually basically is you need to identify the problems. So I don't know whether you guys already have a title for your final project or haven't yet, but identify problems is actually the very, very important step, because you need to identify something it's really critical, and then you develop a solution to solve that problems. And then second one is you need to have a proper planning and analysis. This stage is also quite important, because there's a quote say that if you fail to plan, means that you plan to fail. So if your planning is a mess, so you will face a lot of issue when you come to the next stage, like analysis and implementations. So if you don't do very well in plannings, and then I think is most probably you will spend more time and more effort in your implementation compared to if you have a good planning in the early stage. Okay, I continue. So and then come to analysis stage, you need to analyze whether how to realize your idea, how to really make your idea feasible. And then this come to analysis phase. And then the third one, of course, is implementation. You need to actually doing your idea to realize your idea. After that can be used by someone else there. And then the fourth stage, the last stage is actually client buy off. But I understand that in university, we don't have any client yet. So that I can say that presentations is almost similar to this stage, because you need to persuade your panel that say that your idea, your product is really useful. So that in this stage, you can like simulate how you talk about your features to the client. So all of this stage is basically you need to go through when you come to a working environment, but it's a little bit different is sometimes in working environment is in iterative way, because like for example, if you already implemented something but your client didn't buy off, they said they have something need to change, there's a new requirement, so you need to go back to identify the problems. Okay, hopefully can you guys see my pointer actually? Okay, I think can. So let's just now I said that if your client didn't buy off, you need to redo back your thing, go back to identify problems, and then go back to planning and analysis. Or sometimes when you done when you done your implementation, the problem already changed, because in the real world the problem is always changed, not a fixed problem there. So if the problem changed, you need to identify back the problems and then do a planning back, and analysis and implementation as well. So the difference for real world and the project in your FYP is just your FYP is one strike. You start from beginning to the end one times, but when you come to working environments, it's in iterative way. And then second one for me, I think that FYP is a good opportunity, is a platform for us to really solve the real world problems. So that just now I said like you identify the problem is really important for you, and you need to ensure you really solve some problems, so that like not like later you already did something, you spend a lot of effort, you spend 1 year to do a project but nobody want to use that. And then this is quite important also, if you let the employer know you actually identify some problems and you take some effort to solve that, because as an employer, nobody want to hire you to help them to create the problems. They just want you to help them to solve the problems. But for problems itself, I don't think I can give you a suggestion, because you need to go through by yourself. And then, yeah, there's a lot of changes in our surroundings. And if you have a chance to identify that, that means good for you. But I can suggest you that maybe you can focus what is a current trending topic. And if you know one from those topics, I will tell you later, and it might be an advantageous. It might be an advantage for you when you're looking for a job. Okay, for me, I'm currently the trending topic is blockchain. The first one, blockchain is actually there is an intuition about blockchain that sometimes we think about. We talk about blockchain, then we think about like cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, those kind of cryptocurrency, but actually not. Blockchain is actually a technology about the distributed data storage, and then those Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency is just built on top of this technology. And then I'm not the expert of blockchain, but maybe someone in the audience it might might have a knowledge about blockchain. And then, or if you interest on this topic, you can go to search online by yourself. And then the second one is artificial intelligence. Of course, we talk about AI about everything. Your computer is about AI. Your phone is AI. Your camera is AI. Yep. So this topic is also trending topic, and then is a lot of demand outside there. And the third one is data science. Data science is actually a little bit related to artificial intelligence, but is a much more bigger umbrella. So artificial intelligence is just a part from data science. So data science might this word might be sometimes you like didn't heard before, but is quite demanding in the market right now. And everything about data can be part under data science topics. It's like if you are data analyst, you are data scientist, you are data engineer or BI engineer or BI analyst, you can part under topic of data science. And because right now we have a lot of data, especially for the internet company, and the data is a lot of data is still haven't being used yet. So they need a lot of data scientists to help them to analyze their data, to make use their data. And then the fourth one is Internet of Things. Of course, we talk about like to connect everything, connect every device. And then Internet of Things also is a point for us to collect more data. And this one is also trending topic, especially in Industry 4.0. And then the last one is for the one who like multimedia. And then I would suggest that virtual reality or augmented reality as well, AR, is a current trending topic, and it might be useful in the future. And then the next one is for me, I think FYP is a platform for us to improve our soft skill and hard skill. So for hard skill is easy to understand that you can strengthen your technical skill, because like if let's say for example you doing applications, of course you need to code, and then from that process you can improve your coding skill. And then getting extra knowledge is if you don't know about something, of course you will go to search online or reading some reference book, and then in this process you could get extra knowledge as well. And especially if you have a using some technology that you didn't know before, and then that time you will learn the extra knowledge. And then what I want to point out is the soft skill. So soft skill is actually very important when it comes to working. Other than hard skill, of course, hard skill is also important. But with soft skill, I want to point out that what you can learn from your FYP, the first one is, of course, time management. Because I understand that we not just only taking final project throughout the semester. Within the semester, we're also taking other subjects, and each of those subjects, it have their own project, and then you need to face some quiz or tests, and sometimes there's a lot of assignments. So how you do your time management, you manage each of your things and balance all of that is I can say like is an art. Okay, so you need to go through by yourself, you experience it, And then you need to identify which type of people you are. So if you want to give you a suggestion, I really can't, because sometimes, okay, for example, I'm a morning person and I will say that my productivity is good in the morning. But if you are a night person, you're doing things very fast in the night. So if I suggest you that you need to wake up in the morning, so it's not suitable for you. So you need to keep experiencing it for yourself, and then you find out the best way for you and the best method for you to manage your time. And then the second one is negotiation skill. So it's quite weird to put the skill in here, but actually you think that if you're doing something that you have user, and sometimes from a user perspective, they just want you to solve their problems completely. But for us, we are IT professional, and sometimes we know there is a technical limitation there. So during these situations, how you negotiate with your user, how you discuss with your user that maybe do a requirements adjustment or change a little bit to make sure both sides is happy to that work is very important. So maybe you can improve the skill during this situation. And then the third one is presentation. Is easy to understand. You need to present at the end of your final project. And then the reading skill, yes, I think when you come to your report, I think it's chapter 2, if not mistaken, you need to do a literature review. And then during that time, you can improve your reading skill, I think, because you need to read a lot of technical paper and then apply back and then write those reference to your report. And a writing skill, of course, you need to write 100 pages of report. Is not a small amount. And then the last one is I want to really emphasize is actually Googling skill, or use any searching engine from online, because from our side, we can't actually know every each of knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge there and we just know a little bit only. So how we adapt to the knowledge that we haven't know yet is a critical point. So when you come to work, especially, and then you will know that a lot of technology they use that we never know, or we don't know, or we never study in the university. So how quick you adapt to that, how quick you learn that technology is the advantages for you. So during this time, you can improve your Googling skill. Go and Google every day. I think you need to, and then you could find out the best way for Google. So far, I think no question yet, right? Now we'll come to a best practice when you're doing your final project. The first one is, I think, planning is more important than doing. Like I just now said, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So I can share with you some experience of my own experience that last time when I doing my final project, I didn't did a very well in the planning, and then I finally end up spending a lot of time and much more effort on adjusting my plan and adjusting my analysis, because I found that there is a problems on my plan during the implementation. And then I need to do back all the thing, especially draw back all the diagram as well, like the DFD class diagram, and that one is spend a lot of time. And then your plan, your schedule, your timelines actually need to change a little bit. So planning is really important. So make a good planning and in the early stage. And then the second point is 80-20 principle or 80-20 rules. This is a from a studies that say that 80% of your result of your output is actually come from 20% of your effort. So that how you identify the 80% is really important, because is use your least effort. So you need to identify your 80% so that you can solve your 80% of problem in just using 20% of your time. Is really important. You need This also you need to experience by yourself, because I don't know what is your problem and I can't give you a suggestion. You need to experience it, and then to note what is a problem is really critical and you need to solve quickly. And then the third one is you need to discuss with your supervisor, because uh, your supervisor is experienced, much more experienced than you. And then maybe your problems you met, maybe they already met before. So they can give you a best advice to you when you're facing the same problem that they faced before. And then it could help you and save your time as well. And then the last one, I think this is very important also, is do what you really interest. Because if you doing your project without patience, I think you might facing a problems, or you will give up throughout in the middle of the way. So if you're doing something you really, really interest, you will keep doing that and push you to the end. Okay, so I think the first session already ended. And do you guys have any question yet? Silent me no, huh? Okay, I will continue. So the next point I want to told you is how you get interview with your final project. Okay, you already spent a year doing final project, doing FYP, and then how you get use this to getting a job, to getting to interview. So first one, this before your interview. So you need to submit a resume. So you need to prepare a slot in your resume for your FYP. So in this slot, you need to explain why is your project is important. And just now you identify a problem is really important, because you can write your problems and what you already solve, why your project is a need in this slot, and to make the employer know that you actually know what thing you are doing. And then give figure if available. Okay, so for the for the employer, they like figure, you need to give like if you can, you give like how many percent you already save a cost. Let's say you save help the your project save 20% of the cost compared to current method, or you make it more efficient and improve your speed, like 5 seconds, or all these things you can write into your report, write into your resume, and then write in the final project part. Because currently we didn't have any like experience yet. So if yes, you're doing a part-time job, but it's not relevant, not quite relevant. So what is relevant is actually the project we're doing in university. So please take advantage on this project that you already spend a lot of effort and write into your resume. Okay. So just now give the figure, and then the last one is mention. You can mention what technology you use, like you use C# like Java. If you use cloud is good. Uh, because in currently in the market, a lot of cloud engineer needed. Like if you're using AWS or Google Cloud, Azure as well, you can also write in your resume. And then after you already submit your resume, and then you're being called for interview. So what you need to do? So you need to elaborate, of course, you need to elaborate your FYP during the interview. And then you need to mention what you really learned from your FYP. Of course, if the employer, the interviewer asks you, told me about your FYP, and then you can give a brief summary from what you are writing in the resume. But actually, they already read from your resume, so you just give a summary and emphasize what you really learned from FYP, because this one you didn't write in your didn't write in your resume, so that you emphasize that to make sure that the employer know you actually learning something from the process, and you will keep learning when you come to work. And then you can also tell them about what challenges you encountered during your 5P. Let's say you can tell the interviewer that uh, you have a timeline drag and why is drag, and then how you encounter timeline or how you did for the problems you met throughout your FIP. This is also really important that to make sure this tool is to make sure that you really learning something from the process. And then third one is how could you help the company from your experience? Okay, because this one is depend because if the employer asks you, you need to answer. But if no, please don't answer by yourself, because sometimes you don't know the company problems in very detail. Or if you know the company problem in very detail and you know you yourself have a skill to help them to solve the problems, then you could point out during the interview. Okay, so far, any question yet? Silent mean I continue. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, someone answer me. Not yet, maybe. Okay, thanks for a reply. Okay, never mind then. I will continue. Okay, now come to the build. How to build your IT portfolio. This one I think is very important, and if good, if you started to build your IT portfolio right now, and then you can continue add on to your portfolio from time to time. So I think anybody uh, know about LinkedIn? Could someone give some response or what? Yes, yes,
Yes.
I think a lot of people say yes. So I think most of you already know what is LinkedIn. So do you guys have the LinkedIn account?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, good, good. Is it a project or assignments from your English subjects or what? Or you open by yourself? Yeah, I see a lot of yes. Oh, open by yourself. Yeah, it's very good. You have the good starting. Okay, so great. I'll continue. So if you already have a LinkedIn account, if you still don't have LinkedIn account, and then you can go back and open an account and go and play what is happening inside LinkedIn. And then if you already have an account, then good, congratulate yourself. You already have a good starting point. And then now come to how to implement your profile as well. You need to make a all-star profile following the steps that given by LinkedIn. After you did all the steps and fill up all the information required, you get an all-star profile. This will make you more likely to be searched from their platforms. And then of course you need to choose a high definition HD picture and the picture must be in professional way. Don't post like something like your selfie is not very good, and post a professional picture. And of course need to be clear in high definition. And then fill up necessary information. And after that, you can use this platform to showcase your project. Okay, this is a reference material, the link you could find how to build the good LinkedIn profile. I already mentioned that. Later, if you guys want this slide, I can send you guys. And then I will open the LinkedIn to show you how I manage my LinkedIn account. Here you guys see another Chrome opened LinkedIn already? Or you still at the slide?
At the slide.
At the slide. Okay, what happened? Okay, now is it in LinkedIn or in a slide? Okay, I believe that you guys already see the LinkedIn. Okay, so this my profile. I put a professional photo and then write my full name, and then this is like the words can represent you, or maybe you can write if you want. Like I write for my job, I can write system engineer in Infinite Technology also can, but I would like to have this title. And then you need to give yourself introductions, a short summary about yourself. And then I will recommend to write what you're specialized in this area also, so that other people, when they come to your profile, they can read about you in a short time. So don't make this section in very long, because nobody want to read very long thing in the social media. And then this one is not maintained by me. Yeah, experience. You can put your experience at in this area, like what you put in your resume. You can put also the figure. I said that the interactive rate increasing up to 28%, or time span up to 5 seconds. You can put your own figure there, but don't put your figure that is generated by you lah, because this figure is generated by other and have an actual research there. You can put your experience and then put your education as well. And then if you have any programs, you can put in here also. And then the license and certification you can put here. And then the most interesting thing is the skill you can put here. Now you have any skill you can put here. And then other than that, I think not much important. And then if you have a lot of friends using using LinkedIn, or you have connect with your lecturer, you can ask them to endorse with you, so that you have a number beside your skill. Like yeah, somebody is really endorse that, mention that you actually have this skill. You can request for the endorsement and ask people to endorse. So if you have a good profile, actually you don't need resume because the recruiter will go through your profile and come to message you about that job. And maybe through a time you would ask to submit resume to them, but this is a first step for them to looking for you. Okay, this is about LinkedIn. And then come back to the slides. Okay, so after LinkedIn, I think, uh, does anybody upload your code, your project code to the platform like GitHub or GitLab? Did anybody do this? No, 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 not yet. Okay, great. So I will explain you why you need this. So if you upload your code and you put your GitHub link into your resume, and then some of the employer, especially from the internet company, the employer sometimes will check out your code actually from the GitHub. And then they will go through your code. Is it your code is in the best practice or what? So please make sure you coding in a good way. If you're doing with OOP method, so please make sure that you don't duplicate your code, make everything in class and is reusable, and then make a proper comment. Okay, make a proper comment, explain what you're doing, this function, what is this function is doing, and then make a proper documentation as well. For GitHub, you need to have a README file. Okay, so you can do your documentation and tell you what is about your project or the repository in the GitHub term about the repository, and then you can share with others as well. So I will share with you about the GitHub profile. Okay, this is my GitHub profile. And from GitHub profile, actually I'm not doing very good practice. Actually, you need to have a profile picture here. And then you can upload your code. They call repository. You can upload your code. And then you can share with your friends or share with your employer if required to do. And then they will check out actually, especially if you go for MNC, the multinational company about internet, they will very take care on your code. And is it you have any contribution to the open source project? If you think you have a skill, and then you can give some contribution to the open source project and submit a pull request in terms of GitHub is to merge the code to their own repository. So I can show you, I can tell you about some features in GitHub. This is an activity. So if you make some commit or upload your code, it will show that in green, like one contribution, like a little bit deeper is 11 contribution. And then this one, I already very busy on my work, and then I don't have any commit yet. So this is some of the feature that some of the employer would see about this activities picture there, because it take you that your actually your hobby is coding, so they will like you more compared to someone who didn't upload their code. This could show you that if you don't have thing to do, then you were coding, you will code something to GitHub. Yep. This is my last time my manager told me. And then there is some, I think in GitHub they have a job features also. If you like to work outside the country, you can looking for jobs through GitHub. Yeah. Yeah. This thing you can see the GitHub jobs.github. You can see there's a lot of job there. If you like to go to other country to work, of course in Malaysia we don't the employer don't use GitHub to looking for talent. Okay, that's all for GitHub. And also one thing is, if you know Git, is an advantageous for you when you're looking for a job, because a lot of company is looking for someone who actually know what is a Git and how to use Git. Git is a technology that using by GitHub is a source control technology. Okay. So after end of GitHub, I think I think come to a summary. So today we learn about what you need to actually learn from your FYP management. I told you about FYP is a process simulations, and then you need to solve a real world problems, and then to improve your skill. And I also told you the best practice when you're doing final project. And then the second one, I told you how to get the interview with your final project. And then we talk about before, we need to write your FYP, explain FYP in the resume. And then during, you elaborate what thing you already learned from your FYP. And then the third one, I show you about how to build your portfolio and how I actually manage my portfolio in LinkedIn and GitHub. Okay, so this last time, a little bit snapshot about my project, my FYP. And then you could actually extend your FYP as well and go to join some competitions. This is a competition last time in Rise 2019 in UTSM as well. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you to having with me so far and following me. And then now I open to you. Any question to me? Yeah. Okay, I see Lausanne Preston. Okay. Your question is, may I know what is your FYP title? So my FYP title is a carpooling application for UTHM, but currently is not no chances to use because everyone is in home. Okay, maybe you can. Okay, Siti Noshazana. Okay, her question is, maybe you can share your experience about your first interview. So my first interview is actually quite a years, because last time I have my interview during diploma, because diploma we also need to go for interns. That is the first interview relevant to IT. And I think during that time it's quite nervous also, but just prepare yourself before the interview and then know about the background of the company and make sure that you know everything you write in your resume. That's all. If something you really don't know, then you just say don't know. But if you already wrote in your resume that you say you know, please make sure you actually know and you really know. If not, if the interviewer asks you about the thing you write in the resume and then you can't answer, this will minus a lot of point for the interview. Okay, any question? Okay, I see. Dr. Easy asked a question. Based on your experience, what are the PSM tasks is reused while working? So like just now I said that the whole process of your PSM is actually can be reused in your final project. Just now we told process includes we identify problems, and then when you come to the working environment, you need also to identify problems and then prepare proposal to propose your idea and what you're gonna to solve. And then second one, come to planning analysis. Of course, in the project, you need to plan your timeline, plan your resources, and then do a proper plan in your proposal as well. And then you need to analyze how you're gonna to implement your thing. And then go to implementation. You use your coding skill or any, if you're doing research based, you use your research skill or anything and apply to your work. And then lastly is the client buy off. You need to discuss with your stakeholder, and then yep, you need to present your idea to pursue that your thing. You spend a lot of effort on a thing is actually work to your boss. Or if you're a consultant, you need to present to your client. Okay. Any question? Yeah, of course, PSM task is real. If no, if not real and is not useful for our work, why we spend a year to doing this is useless. So it must be something there, and we can take the benefit or advantages from there.
Yes, because I hope juniors, okay, can from now can start to realize that the PSM is real for their future job. Okay, every single task in PSM is yeah very important to support your career life in future.
Yeah, I see.
Yes, more question there.
Yeah. A question from C Tianzhen. Okay, the question is, may you share your experience on working in a team project in your current workplace? So in my current workplace, yeah, is a team, so that we have to discuss about our work, especially for me, I'm a system engineer. The task is actually same with software engineer, just a title a little bit different, so that we manage a lot of people, we manage the code, we manage the same code. So how you collaborate with others, that sometimes I want to edit these pages, and the other one also want to edit these pages. So you need to discuss, and everything is discussed. You need to discuss who do first and which one is more critical. Yep. And then during this time, you have a lot of discussion. Yeah. When you come to working environment, you need to meeting every day, a lot of meeting. And actually the time for you to coding is actually very less, because because it's relevant to a lot of parties. So we need to really discuss very proper, and make sure don't affect any of the party. Yeah. And then the next question is from Muhammad Shazu W. Sorry, I can't. Okay, Muhammad Shazwan. Okay, hope I pronounce properly. Okay, how to apply job at Infinient? Okay, you can go to their website and then apply. Okay, this one I'm not the HR of a company, but last time I also applied from their website. Or sometimes you can go to JobStreet. They would like to collect your resume. If you have resume in their database, sometimes if they have any empty like any headcount, they will call you back and then see you whether you available for that position or not. That is what I know about how they work in HR. Okay, C Tianzhen, thank you for your answer. Okay, welcome. And then from Muhammad Zulkarnain, me, what? I not really understand the question. Is it a question? Okay, so for Muhammad Farid, the question is maybe out of topic. Any best student tips? Congratulations for a royal word. Okay, thank you. Actually, for me, there is no such tips, because I just doing what I like during in my university life. So the best tip for you is do what you really interest, because the passion will bring you go further. This is what tips I can give you. Hopefully answer your question. And then another question is from Lausanne Pestron. What database do you use for your mobile application? So for my PSM, I use Google Firebase. Is an uh, is an cloud database and is a NoSQL database. And if you know this technique also very good if you know about NoSQL database, because we didn't actually use NoSQL database in the school. We use relational database. So NoSQL database is actually very useful for big data as well. And then for me, I think some of technology can be used is MongoDB. If you like to use cloud, can use DynamoDB from AWS or Firebase or Firestore from Google Cloud. Nurul Fahana. Okay, the question is, what are some challenges you faced during FYP and how you handle it? Okay, for last time, just now, I think I gave you the example that I didn't do very well in the planning, and then after that, spend more effort on changing my plans. So how I encounter is actually like for the second time, I ensure that the plan could be feasible until the end, and then yeah, that is the experience I gained from the first fail. And then another thing how I encountered is just more hardworking to get back and on track and follow my timeline. This is what I did last time. And then other challenges is like technical challenges, and then you need to go through the search from YouTube or Google to solve your technical challenges. And I think for right now, there is a lot of video in the YouTube and teach you step by step. I think right now can be faster to solve your technical problems. And other challenges is like your timeline or your cost maybe if you use a lot of budget on your project, and then maybe a cost is your challenges. Or if you have collaborate with others party, you need to discuss with them, and sometimes they have no time to looking for you, so you need to how to see how you negotiate with them. This is also the skill you can learn from your FIP. Okay, from the next question is from Shazwani. Does it important to find an internship place that suit our patient and skills, or skills is not compulsory to be considered when applying for internship? Okay, this depends on the employer. Some of the employer would like to give you a chance. They believe that you could learn from a process if you don't know the skill yet. But some of the employer is very strict. They want you to be excellent in the earlier before they actually taking you inside. So this one is deployed on the employer. And for the another, I think you have two questions here. Find an internship place that suit our patient and skill. Okay, this one, yes, I could say yes, because if you find a place that really suit your patient, you won't like want to die when you're working, because some of them like working is very bad or what. So if you have a patient, you would very happy in the morning of every day when you're going to work, yeah, and then you can actually learn much more thing from the process if you are patient to that topic. Uh, and then the next question is from Muhammad Zulkarnain. I heard that you are one of two students who got Anugerah Pelajaran Diraja. So may you share about what you did during your study in specific to get that wow achievement? Anyway, Tanya, okay, terima kasih. Like I just now I said I did what I passionate, but some of the adding point I think could be big, could be get this award is like you join a lot of Coco, and other than that, I have some achievement in some technical competitions. I joined some of the competitions for my project. Yeah, I think and get some award as well. So that I think that could be a adding point. That could be a advantages. And then hopefully answer your question, Muhammad Zulkarnain. And then the next one is from Zaim. Did we as a student are relevant to use crack applications? Okay, this one is depend. If you don't tell anybody, nobody know you are using a crack application. But for personally use is I think you can use but if you have the budget, you can you buy the software is much more much more better because you can think like if you already spend a lot of efforts, spend a lot of money, and you invest a lot of money to develop something, and then after that end up the people using crack on your software, so you earn nothing. So what is your feeling? So I think if you have the budget, you buy the legit application. If no, but you still want to learn, you still want to do your job, your work, then okay you could use this one depend. But in the company, this of course you can use, because if the application company get tracked, you are using the crack application for business, they could sue you. They could sue you. For company, if you own a company or you use the applications for business use, you must use the official application. Don't use crack. Okay, Shazwani, thank you so much for your answer. Now another question from Lausanne Preston. Does process model really matter? Example, waterfall, prototype, and it is etc. During your final year project, do you follow this model, and does your workplace use it too? Okay, so for last time I using prototype. Yes, I follow the process because I did a lot of prototypes, and for PSM1 and PSM2, I think I generate 3 prototypes. And then does your workplace use it too? No, my workplace is using Agile. But during school, in university, we're doing final project alone. It's hardly for us to practice Agile, because Agile is talk about how speed you deliver something and how you collaborate with your team member. If you don't have team member, it's hardly to use Agile. Okay, hope answer your question. And then the next question is from Hafiza Amsni. What are your opinion on certain company that only want the people who applies jobs have years of experience? What about fresh grad students who only have experience during internships? These ones quite depend, because sometimes they already have a lot of like junior executive, so that if the manager or the experienced people already leave, so on that time they're just looking for the people, the candidate who have experience, because depending on the headcount and the structure of their company. So what the another question is, what about fresh grad student who only have experience during internships? Okay, so this one I can tell you, is you can write your project as your experience as well, or if able, you make more internship during your study because we have too long sem break, right? And then within a sem break, you could find internship without the without the official forcing from the university. Actually, you could internship any time if you want, and if the company allowed you to. Yeah, this is what I can say. This because if you see from other like US university students, they will go for internship every summer. Summer is their sem break, semester break. They call summer break. And then during summer break, they will go for internship every year. So maybe we could learn from them for this purpose. And then the another question from Muhammad Zulkarnain. Oh, okay. The answer is, may I ask, does the achievement affect your position or maybe salary? And I can tell you no. The achievement is in university. And when you come to the real world, everything is told about result you generated in the company. This is what I can say. Of course, if you are the first class student, not not uh, not like you need any undergrad, just a first class student, some of the MNC would give you higher salary compared to the one who don't have first class. Just like a little bit more, like 100 or 200. So not really like a lot of effect to you. And then for first class is also an advantageous for calling to interview. Just to calling to interview, because sometimes they a lot of resume, like 100 or 1,000 of resume, they will just filter out the first class and then call first class to go for the interview. But not all the company do that, and some of the company also, especially a startup, they don't care about what you achieve in the university. They just care about, is it you really have the patience, and they believe that everything you can learn from process. Is what I experienced some of the interview from the startup, and the interviewer told me. But of course, if you want to join the big company, the multinational company, of course they will take care. They will emphasize your result. This is because they have a lot of candidates, so that they could be picky, right? Okay, so the next one is from Muhammad Shazwan. Can you tell us which one is better to go internship between big company or small company? Okay, this one is depend. If you want to work with the big company, like if you want to work with like the big five, the fund like Facebook, Microsoft, those company, it's good if you get internship to in their company, because if you after end of your company, if your performance is good, they will directly consume you. But if you go for like small company, you could learn much more thing if you go to big company, because in small company they have lack of the human resources, and you need to do a lot of things, and sometimes is like inter it's like not just doing about IT. Sometimes they might call you go out for sales. Sometimes they might ask you to help them to generate some finance report. These are benefits from small company. You can learn a lot of things other than your own profession. So for the question is, for me, just for my own perspective, I think for right now, for internship, you could go for big company. And then after that, you could decide whether you want to go to a small company or big company after you really take the first job. Because internship for us, if we go to a company, big company, we can learn a lot of about the procedure, about the process, because big company have a lot of procedure, but small company, they lack of procedure. And then if you learn the procedure from a big company, that could help you if you decided to go to small company during your first job. Then you can bring what you learn from your internship to the small company and help them to implement the procedure. The next question is from Shazwani. While established company via startup company, which one do you prefer the most in terms of gaining experience and real skill practicing? Okay. So like I just now I said, each of the company have its own benefit. So for your question is in terms of gaining experience and real skill practicing is actually go for small company. If you go to small company, you need to do everything. If you go to a big company, you just do whatever your department do. So they will have a very specific task for you. If you want to go wide, go to small company. If you want to go deep, go to established company. That's all I can tell you. And then the other question is from Afik Putra. What should we do before applying an internship? Okay, before applying an internship, prepare resume, prepare a good resume, and then write your project. Do as much as project you can and do your best on every project, because that could help you to implement to build up your portfolio. Especially currently we are in university and we don't have any relevant experience yet. So how you compete with the other with experience? Okay, so firstly I can tell you that one benefit, if let's say there's two candidates, one is already experienced for 2 years and you are a fresh grade, so the benefit from you of you compare from the perspective of the company is your salary is lower. So your cost, the cost they hire you is lower. This is your benefit. And if your skill could be compared, could have a competitive with those candidates with 2 years experience, is from your projects, so that you have a high possibility to being big if they compare like this, because we have a advantages is we are much more cheaper than the experienced one. But if our skill is competitive with them and our cost is lower, so of course the company will pick you. This from perspective of the company. And then another question is from Zara. Did you experience difficulties in doing your FYP? If you did, how to overcome those difficulties? Thank you. Okay, this one I think there is a similar question at the top. So the difficulty is that last time I don't do very well in the planning. After that, I spent much more effort on during the implementation, and then I need to redo back my plans and redo back my analysis. So how I encounter it is I learned from the first experience, and then the second plan, I plan very well. I take care of each of the thing might happen. Yeah, there's the difficulties. And then other than that is technical difficulties. But after that, I searching online, yeah, I could encounter it. Or if this thing didn't work for you, you could use another way to achieve the same objective. Okay, the question from Ang Wanje. May I ask, those 3 prototypes that you had built during PSM1 and PSM2 need to be documented or just mentioned the final developed system only? Okay, so for your report, you just mentioned the final system only because it's only one report, the thesis, and you need to document that everything well in the report. But it's good for you to go through the prototypes because in PSM1, you need to present to your supervisor and your panel as well. So I take that is already a prototype. You're already able to show to your client that's what the thing you already do. That's already called prototype lah. So yeah, for your question, I just record the final system, not all the prototype I recommend. I record. Yes. And then for the next question is from No Naswa. From your experience, which programming language that student is required to strong up their knowledge before entering the jobs world? Thank you. Programming language, there's no like such programming language you really need or really demanding. If you based on the chart of the programming language popularity is currently the top in the rank is Python, of course, because Python is used in a lot of way. We can use in data science, we can use it for web development, we can use for security purpose, and we can use for the AI as well. But for me, I think programming language is actually not a very good way to strengthen your technical skill. How to say that? Because programming language, we have a lot of language there. So for me, I will emphasize how fast you can adapt to a new language. That is what I emphasize. So for my current job, I can share with you some experience that for my current job, they required someone who knows C#. But before that, I never used C# before. And then so how I passed their interview is I told them that I think programming language is not a problem, and I able to answer their programming language question because they allowed me to search from Google. So the important thing is how good is your Googling skill and how good is your understanding skill and related back to what you learned. Because I think all the programming language has the same purpose, and the thing, everything like looped, like if else is almost the same, just a syntax difference only. So you could just copy the syntax from online and then just do whatever you want. Okay, Ang Wanje, welcome. And then from the question from Lausanne Preston, how strong is your how wrong is your ERD diagram like, to what level that it makes you to redraw everything from scratch? Okay, last time I did in OOP method, so I don't draw ERD diagram, I draw class diagram. So what need to makes me to redraw back everything, because last time I mess up, I combine 2 table in 1 table that could be separated. That's why I need to redraw back all the thing and identify back all the relationship among those class. And then question from Syajwani, does FYP project can be used to promote ourselves as an added value when applying for your internship or job? Okay, so for this one, yes, if you don't have any relevant experience yet, so that you just only have a relevant experience for your FYP or any other project, large scale project, I mean, not like very small one. Okay, so you can write all these things and elaborate all these things during your interview, because some other candidates, they might not make use of their project, so that if a employer read through their resume, or actually they are using a system help them to read through, filter the resume, so they will pick the keywords, they will pick the keywords they want. And then if you don't mention your project in your resume, then the system is not able to track that you have this kind of experience before, so that your resume will being filtered by the system, not even read by the interviewer. Yeah, so it's good to put your project in your resume and then to elaborate in the interview. So yeah, you can use that to promote yourself. If your project have get some award, like you join some competition, it could help you. And then the another question from Muhammad Zulkarnain. During your FYP presentation, can you share about the questions that you got from your panel? This one I think I forgot already. Uh, I forgot already. But for me, you just understand your project. You need to understand what you do. If you not understand what you do, then any question from a panel could make you panic. So if you really understand what you do and you understand every step you taken during your FYP, and then I think the question from panel is not a big issue lah. I can say like this. Okay. Any question? Okay, welcome.
Any more question?
Okay, yes, because for those big company, they actually have thousands of resume every day, so that their HR won't read all the resume. You need to make sure that you have the keywords that actually you can find the keyword from the job requirement in a job advertisement if you have, and then put those skill that mentioned from the job requirements in your resume. So that for me, don't apply the same resume for each application, for each for the application, because every application have its own job requirement, and then you need to customize your resume for every of the job application. Any more question?
No more question? So Andy, this is week 7 for the student. Now they are writing for their chapter 3,
Okay.
methodology. Okay. So soon, very soon, they are going for analysis and design. I think you experience with this activities, okay?
Mm.
And it takes sometimes it is very much important, yes, for them to come up with proper no required analysis and design. If not, same like yours, you need to redo again, right?
Yep, yep.
Uh,
Mm.
you need, students, so please be careful. So that's why I always push you to obtain correct information, suitable information, required information from the reference, from the case study you are involved to. Because whenever the designs get wrong, then it will affect a lot with your output. Okay. Are we waiting for the new question? No, no question.
And no question from them.
Hmm. Okay, you are
Okay.
in Malacca now?
Yeah, I'm in Malacca.
Okay. So are you working from home or need to go to office every day?
So currently for the office policy is we go for 1 week and then work from home 1 week
I
to
see.
make sure that the office
Hmm.
don't like a lot of people there. We split to 2 team.
Okay. Uh, so you now work in the team. What's your experience working at home? Is
Actually it's just the same lah, not
same?
not much, not
Uh-huh.
much difference
Uh-huh.
because when you during in the company when I joined, they already take this like the new norms
I
for because of this and then cancel all the meeting and all the meeting is go through online. So even when we go to office, we also using like Zoom to meeting.
Okay. How long you joined the company?
Already about around 5 months. I started join from July.
July. So what's your future plan?
So for future plans, so far just still working here lah.
Mm,
But maybe after this, maybe this pandemic is not so serious, then I will go to KL maybe.
mm,
So I think you guys don't have any more question right now. So thank you
mm.
for joining me on this session, and hopefully you get something that really benefits to you. And if you have any questions, you could find me on check me out on LinkedIn. And if I read
Mm,
your question, I could answer you. And then if you want to see my code, you could go to my GitHub.
I see.
Yeah, we could continue. You can continue ask me question throughout the. If you face any problems, you could check me out from LinkedIn.
Mm. Okay, so I guess no more question at this moment. So later on, if you have any question to ask, you can get through Mr. Andy from this account. Okay. Again, thank you very much. Okay, for the sharing. So I think it's already 4 5 years I conduct this session with alumni. Okay, so maybe one day, okay, the juniors will have an opportunity to share their knowledge, okay, for their coming incoming juniors. Okay, so again, I wish you best of luck, Andy. Thank you
Okay,
again
thank you.
for this yes, knowledgeable sharing. Okay, hope the juniors can absorb okay this story knowledgeable story for you to boost up your motivation to complete as best as you can your final year project. Still a way long to go, but the time is ticking, the clock is ticking. Okay, another 7 weeks. Not really 7 weeks. 5 weeks to go. For you to present your outcome for the PSM one during the seminar one. Okay, so again, thank you, and hope we can see you again in the next future. Maybe to collaborate on some things. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Doctor, sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Can we take some screenshot for kenang-kenangan? Haziq, are you there?
So for screen shot, I think all students must turn on the video. How about that? Yes. Please turn on the video before we yes, take photo
And
together.
then from my side, I also take a snapshot lah, so that later you can check your photo from my LinkedIn.
Yes. Everyone, please turn on. Oh, we have Puan Munira here.
Hi, Puan.
Okay. Our student, BIT, we have a Malaysian student, we have Indonesian student, mobility student, and several from where? From where? Yemen? I'm not sure. I think we have 4 or 5 in another section, foreign student. Okay.
Okay, ready guys?
Okay.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Smile.
Wait.
Okay. We wait. Ready guys?
Baru nak kemaskan rambut.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So
Attendance?
Huh?
Attendance?
attendance dia orang ada ni. Ada Google Form.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Thank you, Andy. Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you.
Okay. So our next class, go back to the Google Meet on Tuesday. Okay. So don't forget chapter 3. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
bye-bye,
very
everyone. Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Andy. Shit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. MC.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.